Hi, and welcome to Grade Gov News. Well, this week in Congress, especially the Senate of the United States, it's probably going to be pretty exciting with lots going on. And of course, the main theme will be the defund ObamaCare, which is attached to the continuing resolution which funds the federal government, passed September 30th. The House of Representatives last week on Friday passed the defund ObamaCare legislation on the continuing resolution, and the continuing resolution funds the federal government and all of its agencies up to December 15th. The bill passed with 2 House Democrats supporting it, and it's on its way to the Senate and will be in the Senate chamber when the Senate opens today on Monday. But what has the Tea Party groups, Heritage Foundation, the Senate Conservative Fund, all of these groups, which I love, what have they been asking the Republican senators to do? They've been asking them to have certain debate. They've been asking them to have certain votes when it comes to the defund Obamacare, starting with certain cloture votes, and they should filibuster this. And I'm really sorry that they're doing this because they're creating expectations that really probably can't be met. And here's why. Do you remember the cut, cap, and balance bill from 2011? Remember the debt deal that was going on in the summer of 2011? This is the debt deal that produced the not-so-super committee. Well, the debt deal initially had tied to it cut, cap, and balance. The Speaker of the House put the cut, cap, and balance bill onto an extension of the debt limit. And they sent it over to the Senate, and they expected the Senate to have grand debate on balancing the budget and all of that. What did Harry Reid do? Do you remember? 10 o'clock in the morning, as soon as the bill was available, he moved to table the bill. Now, motions to table are not debatable. They create an immediate vote, and they only require 51 votes. So my guess is that the Senate Majority Leader is not going to allow the Senate Republicans to frame the debate on Obamacare. He's not going to allow the Senate Republicans to set the agenda in the United States Senate by spending days and days on debating all the problems and the pitfalls of Obamacare. My guess is he will very quickly, as soon as it's available, simply just move to table the CR, have 51 votes to do it, and then turn to the House of Representatives and say, send me something else. So I would hope the Tea Party groups and the Heritage Foundation and the other groups would not raise expectations, because really, the Tea Party members get disappointed because they don't understand that what they're asking is really not an option for Senate Republicans, since they are in the minority. All right, one other thing that you might see this week in Congress, at least behind the scenes, is negotiations on the debt limit. And boy, let me tell you, over the weekend and end of last week, President Obama and Nancy Pelosi both said that negotiating on the debt limit was just hostage taking. They acted like they had never heard of negotiating on the debt limit ever before. The president said this, and I'm going to quote him. He has never seen in the history of the United States the debt ceiling or the threat of not raising the debt ceiling to extort a president or a governing party to force issues that have nothing to do with the budget or debt. And then Nancy Pelosi said that it was the work of legislative arsonists to start negotiating with the debt limit. Well, really, Nancy Pelosi, really, Mr. President? Let's get your facts straight. Since the 1940s, there have been 38 short-term debt limit extensions. And when I mean short-term, I mean something less than 6 months. And in all 38 of those debt limit extensions, every single one of them, they have led to budget agreements or major pieces of legislation. Let me remind you of just one, and I bet you're probably going to remember it. This is one that Nancy Pelosi talks about all the time, SCHIP, the State Children's Health Insurance Program. How did that come about? It came about in 1997 in the reconciliation bill. That was the result of the debt limit extension from 1996. Ted Kennedy, the late senator from Massachusetts, put SCHIP in the reconciliation bill, which again was the result of the debt limit raising of 1996. So Nancy Pelosi, is the late Senator Kennedy a legislative arsonist? I think not. I would hope the president and I would hope Nancy Pelosi would get their facts straight, because negotiating on the debt limit is common practice in the United States Congress. We'll watch the debt limit negotiations. We'll watch the debate on the ObamaCare defunding this week. And in the meantime, enjoy GradeGov News and GradeGov Radio, which you can find on GradeGov.com on the homepage. I'll be talking to you real soon, so stay tuned.